Welcome to the Doubles Only Tennis Podcast, where you learn the best doubles lessons to improve your game and win more matches while getting to know some of the top doubles players and coaches on the planet. I'm your host, Will Bochek. This podcast, my weekly strategy newsletter, and my website all focus on the goal of better understanding the sport of doubles and helping players like you improve faster through actionable advice that you can use in your very next match. My goal is to provide the best doubles resources in the world. And to do that, I study, analyze, and work with players at every level of the game, all the way up to the ATP and WTA tours. If you enjoy this podcast, consider becoming a Tennis Tribe member to go even deeper and take your doubles IQ to the next level. Members get access to premium podcast episodes, weekly video lessons, monthly strategy webinars, courses, ebooks, gear discounts, and a lot more. Go to thetennistribe.com/memberships to see all the benefits and sign up. Here's today's episode. You're about to hear another interview from the US Open in New York, this time with Joe Salisbury, who has not been on the podcast for a while. We chatted in New York before the tournament started. At the time of this intro recording, he is still in the tournament. He has his round of 16 match alongside Neal Skupski later today. We discussed his athleticism, where it came from. We talked about lessons he's learned from his coach, Dave O'Hare, who has been on the podcast before. We talked about college tennis, his partnership with Neal, what it was like to start the year with a new partner after having played with Rajiv Ram for so long. We also talked about mixed doubles. He's had a lot of success there, including multiple Grand Slam titles. And then we talked about goals for 2025 and if he and Neal are going to continue to partner together or not. So this is a pretty short conversation, but a good one that I know a lot of you want to listen to because Joe is one of the most requested guests I've had over the last few years. So it was good to chat with him and get him on the show. And hopefully we can do it again in the future. But for now, enjoy this conversation from the 2025 US Open with Joe Salisbury. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Today we have Joe Salisbury on. Joe, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So we're here in New York. We're, again, just like my last interview, we're in the media center, which is kind of a quiet place. So we're talking a little bit quieter than normal. But I wanted to start with a simple question for you. I haven't had you on the podcast before, or maybe we did like a post-match interview or something like that. Where did your athleticism come from?
Good question. I guess I'd have to thank my parents for that. They're both pretty good athletes, pretty good sports people. They both played tennis. My dad was also a good, all-round athlete. He played a lot of good field hockey player, which you have to be pretty fit and athletic for. But yeah, I suppose it's just I got lucky in the gene pool.
Did you play a lot of sports growing up, or did you focus just on tennis?
I played a lot growing up. Yeah, I played everything really. I played at school. I played football, or I guess soccer for you guys. I played rugby, cricket. I played squash, golf. Until I was sort of 13, 14, I think, and then didn't really have time for all the others. And golf's the only one now that I still play.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of the best athletes played multiple sports growing up, and it helps with a little bit of different styles of athleticism than just tennis. You know.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps. I think, yeah, like you said, a lot of people played a lot of different sports when they're younger, and that helps develop different athletic skills, whether it's to do with your athleticism or your coordination or just skills with different types of bats and balls and rackets and balls. So yeah, I think it definitely does help to develop all those skills when you're younger, and not just kind of know how to hit a tennis ball but not do anything else.
Do you have any secrets or tips for staying kind of mobile and also speed on the court? You're one of the fastest players probably on the doubles tour. Any tips for that?
I mean, like I said, I think I got kind of lucky with that in terms of a lot of the athleticism that I have is kind of natural, I suppose, without sounding too arrogant. But
just give your parents the credit.
Yeah, exactly. I give them the credit. I mean, yeah, I do a little bit of movement work on the court, but that's more to do with, I suppose, the movement patterns with like how I move at the net and how I move on returns, which I suppose does help with the speed. But I guess a lot of the things that people would see that they think are kind of very athletic or agile or with a lot of speed, I guess that's kind of more instinctive and kind of reacting on the court and then just trying to get to the ball as quickly as possible. But yeah, I mean, I do a lot of kind of mobility work off the court and then when I'm warming up to play. And yeah, recently I've been working with a chiropractor, which has helped me feel a lot better on court. I had some issues with my back for a few years, which definitely made it more difficult to move freely and as athletically as I'd have liked. But that's definitely helped a lot. And now I'm feeling like I can move how I'd like to.
Does Dave ever tell you to chill out when you're like trying to chase a ball into the second row or?
No, I don't think he's ever told me to. I think Dave and my other coaches, they all like when they see that. That means that I'm kind of really switched on and kind of firing on all cylinders. I think that's when I play my best, is when I'm when I'm anywhere and everywhere on the court. I think we sometimes use the word being rampant when I feel like I'm just moving at my best and feel like I'm can get to anything and moving everywhere on the court and really trying to use the athleticism as a strength. And I think that definitely helps me with not only to chase down tough shots but also to be at my best with hitting my shots, whether that's serve, return, volleys, ground strokes, to really be as physical as possible with that. Definitely help is when I'm playing my best.
What's been clicking so well the past several months with Neal? You both had probably what you would say maybe a slower start to the season, and then around April, May, things really ramped up, and you've made several finals and had a lot of success since then.
Yeah, to be honest, I couldn't pinpoint one particular thing or any particular things. I think it just takes a little bit of time sometimes when you're playing with a new partner. I mean, we'd played together before in some Davis Cup matches and in a few random tournaments, but I think it's different when you're together as a team. I think maybe the expectation when we first came together was quite high, and I think once we had a bad start, I think we maybe reflected on that too much or took it a bit too, maybe worried about it too much, and rather than just letting things take its course. And I think that's what's happened over the last few months, is that we've just trusted that things would come together and that we kept working on our own things individually and kept working together as a team. I think we've become better at understanding each other on court and become better partners at supporting each other and being kind of the best version of ourselves around each other on court. And then just kept trusting that the results would come if we keep doing the right things. And then I think once they do, then it becomes easier to keep going. I think once you get a few wins, have some good results, it definitely gives you some confidence and then makes it easier to carry on with that.
Do you think it was more difficult? I don't know if that's the right phrase, but a bit more difficult to make that transition since you had the same partner for so long and hadn't switched partners a lot?
Yeah, I think so. That's definitely not something I was used to. I mean, obviously playing with Rajiv for 6 years. I mean, you get, yeah, obviously I got used to playing with him, and I think in some ways Neil and Mujeeb are quite similar, but it's obviously it's still a bit of a change and takes a bit of getting used to in terms of how you're practicing on court together and how you're interacting during matches. So I think for sure, yeah, people who switch around more often are probably more used to that and maybe find it a bit easier. And I think for me, having that connection on court and being able to understand one another and be able to communicate well and kind of know why your partner is doing certain things, whether it's positive things or not so good things. Just being understanding them better, I think is an important thing for me to feel comfortable on court. So I think that definitely takes a bit of time.
You played college tennis at Memphis. How do you feel like college tennis helped you? And then do you have any advice for current college players who are considering going pro?
Yeah, I think for me, I mean, partly college tennis helped me just as a person overall. It helped me to grow up and see the real world and develop myself as a person. I think first and foremost, I had an amazing coach, Paul Goebel, and he was kind of somebody that always kind of tried to coach and develop the person first and the tennis player second, and that was something that I really appreciated and was really helpful for me. But I think also, before I went to college, I definitely wasn't ready to play professionally. So I think just having those years at college of developing myself and my game and myself, especially physically, I was quite small when I was younger, or even when I grew up, I was very skinny and needed to develop myself physically. So definitely helped with that as well. And then just the amount of competitive matches you get and just learning to compete well. And yeah, it was just a really enjoyable time as well to be around good friends and teammates and play as a team is something that I've really enjoyed. And obviously you don't get to do that too much on the main tour. But yeah, I think for anyone deciding whether or not to do it, I think I would definitely always encourage people to do that unless they're making big strides on the professional tour when they're 18. I think it's definitely a good option to take.
Yeah, it seems like more players are choosing the college path just because the resources you get, and now they can even pay players a bit, I believe. So it's definitely changed a lot. What about the college path as a kind of a doubles pathway? We're seeing a lot of doubles players have success after playing in college.
Yeah, I think obviously you play a lot of doubles in college and people develop those skills well. But I think also, I think most people, when after they finish college, they're playing. Well, a lot of people go straight into the doubles. Some people play singles and doubles. But yeah, it's tough to make it on the singles tour. And I think a lot of people, either their skills don't suit that, they're not fit enough physically to deal with that. Obviously, the singles is tougher physically and on the body, and people just see the doubles as a good option to go down and to develop their game, and see if they can make it in the doubles world. And I think that's just an option that a lot of people can take. I mean, I'd say overall it is easier to become a top player as a doubles player. I don't want to put down the doubles game, but I think it's definitely an option people take because they think they're more suited to it, or sometimes if they have a go at becoming a top singles player, but they don't make it.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. I mean, with the prize money difference, it's like, where the money goes, that's where the top players are going to go, So it kind of makes sense, but it's also just as we've said, like a very different skill set, right? Like
Yeah.
if you have those doubles volleys out of college, it's just going to make sense. You're going to naturally do better. We've seen players, Robert Cash and JJ Tracy have done well this year, and they were just in college a year ago.
Mm.
A lot more players have, seems like, made that transition. So a couple more questions here. I want to transition to mixed doubles. You've had a lot of success in mixed. Made the Wimbledon final this year with Luisa Stefani. Have some Grand Slams with Des. How does your mindset change for mixed? And then talk about tactically what changes as well.
I think mindset-wise, I mean, I definitely feel a bit more relaxed playing the mixed. I think for a lot of people, it's obviously they want to do well and they want to win, but they don't take it as seriously as the men's or women's doubles. I guess in a way, it's a little bit like when the singles players are playing doubles, it's kind of a bit of a extra event for them, and they kind of a bit more relaxed and they're trying to do well. But if they don't, then it's not the end of the world, and they kind of just want to develop their game and practice some things. And obviously, if they do well, then great. And also, I think, yeah, it's only at the Grand Slams, and you're often playing with a partner that you haven't played with too much before or practiced with at all. So you're kind of more relaxed and wanting to enjoy it and yeah, have fun and yeah, it's just a bit of a different feeling on court. But tactically wise, I mean, it doesn't change massively for me. I suppose it depends a little bit who you're playing with, but most recently for me at Wimbledon, I mean, playing with Louisa, she has amazing skills at the net, amazing volleys. She's a great athlete as well. Actually, in some ways, she plays a little bit similarly to how I do. So I think in some ways, yeah, sometimes in the mix, you're looking to kind of take over the net a little bit more and cover trying to cover more of the court, trying to take the smashes, and sometimes kind of doing your thing a bit more at the net and letting your partner. Often the girls will stay back, but yeah, with Louisa, she was serving volleying, and often they'd be putting up lobs, and I'd be calling me, and she'd be calling me off it, and she was. By the end, I was kind of letting her take everything out of the air, but. For me, tactically, it doesn't change too much.
Yeah, she's one of the few WTA doubles players who does serve and volley on a consistent basis, so it's definitely different. Did you watch the U.S. Open mixed?
I watched some of it.
You did?
Yeah.
What did you think of it, and what changes would you make for next year?
I think, in a lot of ways, I think it's a great event. Obviously, they had great crowds, and I think getting the top singles players to play the doubles, I think, does help promote the doubles game. I think maybe how they did it is not. Yeah, obviously for the doubles players, it wasn't good that we couldn't get in the draw. There was only one proper doubles team that actually was in the draw and happened to win it. So, to be honest, obviously, if you have the normal mixed doubles event during the 2-week tournament, then you're not going to get the top singles players to play it. I don't have any amazing ideas how you would make it more of a legitimate event, because I think a lot of people felt it was more of just an exhibition event, having the 2 days and first to fourth games in the sets, and obviously not having any of the doubles players in the draw. Kind of makes it seem a bit ridiculous calling it a Grand Slam, but then you can't have, which obviously I think a lot of the higher ups in the USTA and a lot of the singles players kind of thought, well, they did have the best players in the draw, but you ended up having the one doubles team win the tournament, so that clearly wasn't the case. Whether that's obviously those players are more attractive and they do bring in more fans, but you can't really have a proper Grand Slam event and not allow the top players to be in it. So how they would do that, I don't know. Whether they still keep it in the first week, but they allow maybe half and half. So there's half doubles teams get in, half singles teams. I think that would be quite a good way to do it if they still want the top players to play. Maybe I guess if they extend the event any longer, then they're probably not getting. There's probably a lot of singles players that wouldn't want to play. So that's the tricky thing about it. But I think I'm not quite as negative about it as a lot of the doubles players are, but obviously the fact that none of them could play except one team is a bit ridiculous. But yeah, I'm not sure the best way to do it going forward.
Did you enter?
No.
So last question, goals for the rest of 2025 and then plans for 2026.
Goals for the rest of 2025. I mean, I don't really set specific goals, but for me, it's always the same thing: is to win the biggest tournaments. So I want to win more Grand Slams, win more Masters events, and I think one's definitely to make it to the tour finals at the end of the year. But yeah, for me, it's just to win the biggest tournaments. I don't really focus too much on the rankings or any tournaments in particular. Obviously, I want to try and peak and plan around the biggest events, but I don't have any specific kind of ranking goals. It's always just to win as many big tournaments as possible.
And then for 2026, are you planning to play with Neal, or haven't even thought about that yet?
I haven't thought about that yet.
Okay.
Kind of assumed that I would. Haven't spoken to him about it, but yeah, for me that would make sense, and yeah, it's been going well, so I would like to continue with him.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Joe, for coming on. I really appreciate the time.
No worries.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Doubles Only Tennis Podcast. If you're interested in diving deeper into the world of doubles strategy, I've created Tennis Tribe memberships that allow me to bring you more podcast episodes, video lessons, webinars, and other doubles content on a weekly basis without relying on paid ads. The lessons inside the membership will help you better game plan with your partner, optimize your practices, and become the smartest player on the court. Go to thetennistribe.com/memberships to learn more and sign up. You can also join my free newsletter on our homepage, where I share a new doubles lesson every week. If you want to connect, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, or contact me through our website. Thanks again for listening.